Okay. Welcome everybody to the Silver and Gold RAC pre-club strategy call.
Just to clarify, that's people going for silver and people going for gold.
Yes.
They don't have to be that rank yet.
Yes. No, in fact, you can't be that rank yet because you need to be going for the silver and gold.
That's a good point, Rebecca.
Thank you,
well
Nathan.
Made.
Thank you. So you may have listened to the Elites and Premier strategy. So this isn't too much different from that, and actually it's a very good idea if you have listened to it, because a lot of the silver and gold, if you do have builders, a big part of it is actually to encourage your builders and to help motivate them and work with them to reach their goals, to hit Elite and Premier, because that's going to help you as well. So it's kind of a win-win thing. So we shall begin our strategy. We're excited to share what we've done.
There's a kid crawling on the floor here.
There's a kid. Oh my goodness, she's supposed to be asleep. Come on, Elite.
Getting my pillows.
This always happens when we do our team calls. The children don't go to sleep. Okay. I go over to you, baby.
Okay. So just quickly, you guys know this, but we're going to bang on about it, and we're going to bang on about it, okay? What are the key activities to concentrate on? The key ones are talk to people. I said a good joke last time, but I can't say this joke at the same time because some of it is still on. Like a fake joke.
Planned.
So talking to people is a key one. Sampling is very, very important. Then lots of people forget this, but then once you sample them, it's really important to invite them to a class. Then actually for them to attend the class. And then once they've attended a class or they're at the class, you enroll them. So, but lots of times people come to classes and they might not sign up on the day, but they're going to sign up later. So it's really important that you still follow up with them after the class as well. Then do your wellness consultations, which means that's how you get people onto LRP. And getting people onto LRP, then you've got your continued getting people onto oil education. So we've got Essential Gifts of the Earth, which is a great Facebook group for that. But we've also got, there's plenty of websites. There's loads of other forums. There's the app. There's lots of books. So just make sure that they continue their oil education with it. Really key point is always follow up. Now, if you're at this level, going for silver or gold, you'll probably be okay at this, or some of you very, very good at it. So, but it's key. Some of you might not be so good, but just remember, follow up is the key activity in between every single one of these key activities. So it's not enough to be busy. So are the ants. The question is, what are we being busy about? Okay. And I just want to reiterate that it's really important that we're not just being busy bees or busy ants. We're actually being busy about the right things. We're doing the key money-making activities. So the key statistics for a class in the UK are, if you talk to 20 people, for one class, sample 14 people, you invite 16 people to the class. That means 8 people will attend the class. That means 4 people will enroll. It means you'll get 4 people that you need to put on a wellness consultation. It means you'll get 2 people onto LRP, and then you can add 2 to 4 people to oil education. And ideally, you'd be adding 4. If 4 people enroll, you'll be adding 4 people to the oil education. So we're going to do this strategy. So you're going to silver in 2 months from Premier. Now, if you're gold, the strategy is very similar, but slightly different, and you'll just have to adapt it according to what builders you have and the volume you need under the Premiers. And I'll go over that slightly at the end, but we're basing this on you getting volume, enough volume to get yourself to silver or to gold. All right. If you're going for silver, you need 3 elites which means you need 3 people that have 3,000 OV or more underneath you. So I've done an example there. So lots of you, this might be some of your situations. One of you's got Sue underneath you, and she's done 2,100 OV in February. One of you's got Nigel underneath you, who's done 2,700, and Raj has just done 200 in February. Now, you would look at it in February, and you may be able to rely on that volume to come through for the next month. You may not be. So you want to have a look at the volume that you're going to be able to rely on from the following month that's going to happen in this month. Mm-hmm. So we're just assuming that you can rely on 2,100 overall volume from Sue, etc. with the other guys, which means that you need 900 OV for Sue, means you need 900 OV for Nigel, and it means you need 2,800 OV for Raj. But basically, Raj has just started, which means for this example, you need a total of 4,000 overall volume across all your 3 different legs. Now, if you're looking to find all that 4,000 overall volume, you can put that volume wherever you like. Okay, so it gives you power, and it gives you the control over ranking, which is what we want, because if you're going to do it in 2 months, you've got to have control of it. So over to you, Bex.
Thanks, so we're actually going to assume that you're going to need 5,000. We're going to go on the safe side and say that because if you're Premier, let's say, then Premier to Silver, there's a 5,000 volume jump. So we're going to assume you're going to need all of that. So we're doing a plan for 5,000 volume. Now, if you've just hit Silver and you're going for Gold, you'll actually need 6,000 volume. But we're going to assume you're going to have at least one builder at that point, hopefully more builders that will be helping you do this. So if you take responsibility to find 5,000, as if your builders aren't going to do anything, then you're pretty much going to hit Gold as well, because that 1,000 will come from someone doing something. So this is kind of an overall strategy of how to get 5,000 volume in 2 months. Okay. Now, obviously, it's very much dependent on your builders as well.
Do you mean 5,000 stable volume?
I do. Thank you. Stable volume, exactly. So we're not just shooting for April and just going to put everything into April, and we do this, tons and tons of classes, like 10, 15 classes that aren't going to make you stable in May. So this is why we're kind of building the momentum. And that's where you'll find the key is if you build the momentum in March, you start doing the work, take serious action in March, and you'll get results in March that will then kind of be taken forward into April. And so we're going to show you how you're going to do that. And then at the end of April, we'll be talking about how to carry that momentum on. And it won't be as full speed as this. It's a lot easier to maintain the rank once you've hit it, especially if you're doing it in the way that we're going to be teaching you, which is stable, very stable. So this is week 0. And this is all about planning. So we will be sending you a document. What do you want to say?
I was going to say week 0 starts today.
Tonight. Start planning. After this call, you can start planning. We'll send the document, huh? Mm-hmm. So yes, this week is about planning to succeed. So it's looking at this plan here and putting your plans into action. So if you have a look at the summary just at the very bottom, this is where the focus is. So if you can come up with a different plan that hits this criteria, that's going to get you 15 home essential kits, then that's absolutely fine. Please don't feel like you have to stick to this exact plan that we've done. This is a good example, we think, of how you can get these goals reached, but you can come up with your own plan. So the goal is to get...
I'm pretty sure there isn't another way other than this way.
Yeah, I don't think there's any other way of doing it.
This is the way.
This is the right way, the only way. So 15 home essential kits. Looking at the stats that Nathan shared before, that means 5 intro classes in the month of March. And so you're going to want 60 people sampled to fill those classes, but also to have some people sampled for the next month. So it's not just about sampling to fill the classes in this month. You want to have 12 people left that you've sampled to come to the next month's class. And yeah, so 15 enrollments, that's the whole key. So this week, week 0 starts tonight, and you need to be planning tonight how you're going to get 60 new people sampled. Now, you'll probably have quite a few strategies up your sleeve already when it comes to sampling. So it's reviewing those lists, it's tapping into other people's networks, it's perhaps doing a local fair, local stall, going to a few local yoga classes, meeting new people. But you need to be getting these 60 people sampled in the first 2 weeks of March. So you've got to be thinking about that. You guys, as opposed to the elites and premiers, you'll have customers as well. You can be calling to see if they want to host a class and offering them some free oils, a wild orange, a book. If they haven't got a reference book already, that's a really good hosting gift. We'll be talking about more ideas for hosting classes, but you can, offer them some money off their oils. Actually, you don't want to do that, not when they've already signed up. So it's more about giving them some free gifts, that kind of thing. An aroma touch if they're local.
It's a good backtracking. That was good.
Thank you. Thanks, Nick. So this week is about booking all those classes into your diary as well. So look ahead to the classes we suggest, because you're going to be using the first week to sample. So the first time you can really do a class is going to be week 2. So you need to really be kind of starting to find those people now, and with week 1, finding those people to fill that class in week 2. Or you get someone this week to commit to hosting a class in week 2 and getting their friends sampled. So that's kind of the class you need to be thinking of quite quickly, how you're going to fill it. And then it's thinking about how to fill your 2 classes in week 3 and 2 classes in week 4 as well. This week as well, we'd strongly suggest getting your builders onto the RAC program. I was
going to say that's a bit of a no-brainer, because that's going to help you to rank faster.
Absolutely. So you want to be setting in calls. If you're not already doing calls with your downline, your direct downline, the people that you're going to be working closely with, then definitely get a call set in once a week with them. So that's something you want to be setting in this week if you haven't got that structure going already. Now, let's say you've got a couple of builders and one of them wants to do the RAC program, but another one doesn't. They don't want to push for rank right now. That's fine. Still have weekly calls with that builder, because you want to find out what they do want to do. Even if they did 1 class in March, that would take off one of the classes you have to do, and then it's about working with them to make sure that's a successful class. So this is where a lot of teamwork comes into play at this level as well.
But what you've got to do is really manage your time with mentoring, that you're not spending the predominant amount of your time doing mentoring. Mm-hmm. You're spending the predominant amount of your time doing classes, finding, and strategies to find people and classes.
Yeah.
You need to be limiting as much as you can your mentoring sessions to maximum of 30 minutes to an hour.
Yeah. I agree.
And then there's of course going to be odd calls here and there, texts to help people and things like that. But try and maximize the time that you have available.
Perfect. So it's in week 1 here, you're sampling 30 people. They're definitely going to be booking onto March classes. Then week 2, the people you're going to be sampling, some will go on to March classes. You're also going to be wanting to push quite a few of them onto the April classes as well, because that's when you're going to be going for your rank. We'll be talking next week about different ways of finding, but a chocolate class, for example, is what we'd call a finding class. So it's one that you don't generally enroll people at. You might get lucky and enroll somebody, or maybe even 2, but generally speaking, they're not high enrolling classes. But what they are very good for, and same for like a spa class or giving someone an aroma touch, is introducing them to the oils in a really gentle way that then piques their interest, and then you can invite them to an intro class, and they're often much more likely to come than sometimes just cold sampling. So some people will come to an intro class after being sampled, but those people that you think would much more likely come to a chocolate class, they're the people you want to invite to that class. So that's what we suggest you do in week 2, because that gives you time then to book them onto your classes in week 4 of that month. And yes, you're going to be doing 1 class in week 2, and then you're going to do 2 classes in week 3. And these could be hosted classes, and they could be classes your builders are doing. But this is, if you take full responsibility for your own ranking, then this is the numbers of classes we would suggest you do. And then 2 classes in the last week of the month, but also you need to be thinking then about getting some more people ready to book onto the classes in April. So you could do another finding class. Yes.
You covered it wonderfully.
Oh, that's right, month one notes. So just a brief summary of the notes here. So you're going to be sampling 80 people in March, which sounds huge, I know, but actually...
I thought it was small.
For 1 month, you can totally do that, and it's 60 samples for your March classes, then you've got 20 people sampled ready for April classes. Now remember, this is if you're doing it all by yourself, or you get another builder doing it with you and they take 20 people, they sample 20, someone else takes 20 or even 30, and you can split it kind of that way. But if you aim to do as much as you can, this is what we find with ranking. If you personally want to rank, then you push it and you take on as much as you can, you know, that's actually realistic as well. And then it'll just guarantee your ranking more. You know, don't rely on others.
And this, you've got to remember that this is also pushing for it. So you're pushing to go from one rank to another rank. And these are quite big ranks, silver and gold, in 2 months. So you're quite pushing for it. And so it's what you're achieving there is a big deal.
It's a massive deal. And I think how you'll feel at convention when you've achieved it. And then, like you said, because like we said, you didn't say anything because you're on mute, but when you get to convention, then you'll have all the momentum built up for March and April. That will be exciting. You won't even have to work at booking classes. In fact, you'll have so many, it gets to a point, and we have it all the time.
So many.
When there's so many classes, you can't fit them all in. So people want to host classes. So then you have 3 months of classes booked in, just from people wanting to host classes.
Once Rebecca went to a class and I went to a class on the same night.
No.
I remember.
I can't remember that. I don't remember you going to a class without me. As in, you had someone else there. Yeah, brilliant. Well, I mean, yeah.
Oh my goodness, I can't believe you remember that. It's in my diary.
So then the next month, so you want to be getting 7 new people onto LRP. So that's for the next month, actually. So half of the people you're signing up in March, you want to be thinking, booking them onto their wellness consultations in April. Buying ingredients for the classes, we'll put the chocolate class recipes onto the Facebook groups to make sure you have them, or you can do your own creative recipes. And you need to be writing a list and recording who you're sampling already, which I'm sure you're already doing at this stage, but making sure you keep a list, especially when you're sampling 60, 80 people in 1 month, you need to better keep track of them. Okay, so this is now April. Moving on to April. So you've built up that momentum in March. You're going to be making sure you have time then to do the wellness consultations. That's really important. You want to carry that momentum forwards, and the people you've already signed up and got excited, don't forget about them. So make sure you have time to do the wellness consultations. And we suggest with that many classes you're doing in March, that you put in 2 follow-up classes in April. So you give these people an option of what to come to. So that will really help with your LRP as well by getting them onto follow-up classes. You're continuing your calls with your builders that are actively building. Again, those people that are actually doing the business. Don't spend time with those that aren't. It's not like you're not there to support them, but you just match energy. So especially when you're pushing for rank, you've got to get rid of those activities that are draining you. So it's really important to match energy at this point.
Key tip.
That was a spontaneous tip. Key tip. So you want to be also so in week 5, you want to be looking then at your classes. You'll know at that point whether you're going to have hosted classes or whether you're having to generate the classes yourself. Hopefully, we reckon you'll get at least, you can get 4 hosted classes from the amount of classes you're doing in March. So week 5 is really about making sure those hosted classes in week 7 and 6 are going to be sampled. It's a key point, and we'll be doing some training on that. Then week 6, you're going to be sampling for the classes in week 8 as well. So you need to make sure those people are sampled. And if you don't have those hosted classes in, then you need to come up with a backup plan. And this will be on the planning sheet that you do to come up with sample some more people yourself. So you need to have a backup plan. Always have a backup plan to find those people, those 52 people there. And then that's it, isn't it? Yeah. Oh, well, I didn't mention the essential oil study. So next week, we'll be introducing the essential oil study. Some people on the team have already started doing this. It's another way of sampling people, and a softer way of sampling people as well. So I think some of you will really like it. And it's an optional thing. You can kind of just learn about it in this 2 months and then implement it another month. It'll be another tool under your belt that you can use to sample.
So your key indicators are, for month 2, your goal is you want to be looking to get 3,500 OV, which means you're getting 18 home essential kits. So we've done this on the basis of all on home essential kits. Mm-hmm. So if you want to just do family essential kits, then you have to double these numbers. But then you've got 6 intro classes, 72 sampled, 36 attendees, and 18 enrollments. Okay. But hopefully next month is going to be a 200 PV offer, so it shouldn't be anywhere near as hard. So
that's for March, huh?
That's for March, yeah. So in April. Right. Yeah, go on.
So just a summary then, as Nathan was saying, just the amount of people you're going to be looking to sample in April is 60, and these are for the April classes. And again, it won't be anywhere near as that high that you have to find yourself if you can get people hosting classes. So that's the key there. And of course, getting your builders involved. Then these numbers will just...
If you've got your builders involved, these numbers will just drop.
Yeah. It'll be a lot easier. So that's why it's
But if you do this and you get your builders involved, then maybe you go platinum.
Exactly. So we recommend, even if you do get your builders involved, don't split it completely. So you're just, I would increase the number. So maybe sample 80 and split that between you, you know? So that's what we'd recommend. But it's up to you. 8 new people onto LRP is your goal for April. So that's your follow-up classes. And you also want to be looking to hold the rank as well, as we're talking about. So looking to get 3 people at least to host classes for you in May. But I reckon you'll get more, shoot for more people, and then you can get them booked in for June. Like I said, you don't have to push and do so many classes in May. But if you did 2, 3 classes in May, that'd be great. And then June as well. So you have that kind of already set up. And as we've said, this is the plan for getting you to silver or gold just on your own. So if you have builders involved, then lucky you, basically.
Much, much easier. So, numbers, my favourite bit. So in March, if you host 5 classes, you're going to need to sample 12 people, and 6 people will then attend each class. You'll then get 3 sign-ups from each class on Home Essential Kits, which means 15 at the end of each month. Sorry, at the end of March. That means an overall volume of, it's actually 3,300, but we're working on roughly 3,000 for that month. So if you've got a March total OV of, so at the moment, your Premier and your Premier just at 5,000, then that's what you've got for Feb. Then your new OV is 3,000. That'll take you to 8,000. So you're not far away from the overall volume of a silver, but you're adding that, the LRPs aren't going to be as high, so you're adding a bit extra to that. So then in April, if you do 5 classes, or 6 classes, sorry, you've got 2 of your own, and you've got 4 hosted, 12 sampled at each, so you've got 72 people being sampled. You've got 36 come into a class, you've then got 18 sign-ups. So your total volume there is roughly 3,500. Plus, if you get half the people that signed up last month onto LRP, that gives you an additional 1,500 OV. And if you've already, so your total LRP is 6,500 for April. Plus your new OV, that's 10,000. So that should, and you only need 9,000, but you might have a leg that does 4,000. You might have a leg that does 3,400 and a leg that just does 3. That's getting you to silver. Okay, if you're going for gold, you then need to adapt these numbers accordingly. But you'll have, obviously, a higher LRP to begin with.
And more builders.
And more builders to work with. So this is just a summary page, which I love. Mm-hmm. So I put it in just to help you out. All you need is this number sheet. Well, I make mistakes in these PowerPoints so that people can know it's duplicable. Okay.
Ignore the numbers. So that one's correct.
Oh, how are those numbers
These
wrong?
3 numbers totally wrong.
Oh,
but that's okay.
goodness.
That's good.
They were not
We
wrong.
spotted the
You've gone through this and like done something, haven't you? Anyway, so there is a rank advance once in 2 months sheet, which we will be sending out via the Facebook group. The Facebook groups also will be added after this, so you can add to that. If you're going for gold, this is the strategy, the placement strategy for that. You need 3 Premier legs with an overall volume of 5,000 on each leg. You must have enrollership of all 3 premiers to qualify. Each Premier leg must have 2 executive legs, and the 2 executive legs must be enrolled by the Premier person, not you. Otherwise, that Premier person won't go Premier and you won't go Gold. If that makes sense.
And we'll do some more training on placements throughout the...
Yes. And if
you're doing placements.
Yeah. So your weekly task this week is to fill out the rank advancement sheet and then to discuss the plan with the upline. And it's going to be the first 3 people. That's the first 3 people from the elites and premiers too. They have the same task. So the first 3 people to send me their sheet. And also you've got to send it to your upline as well. But the first 3 people will win a free frankincense. Okay? Woo. And then question and answer sessions for people going for silver and for gold is Wednesday the 28th, this Wednesday, from 10:45 to 11:30. So
on this Zoom.
On this Zoom, yeah. I'll post it on Facebook. But if you've got any questions or answers as you're going through your plan, that is the best place to have it rather than email us all. Mm-hmm. The different info. Let's have a chat on the questions day, and we'll record it as well. So please don't just keep sending me lots of emails all asking the same questions. That would be wonderful.
Okay, questions. Hello again. That's where we're going to. Hello. Admiring Vanessa's glasses. Did anyone even pay attention to what we said?
No, they're talking about Vanessa's glasses. They're a game changer.
These are silver and gold. They know what they're doing.
They're just on it for a jolly to laugh at us.
Keep all study. Or ring. Yeah, we're not gonna run that group, but key leaders can if they want to.
It'll be too massive.
For us
to do that. That would not be appropriate. So if you want to do it with a couple of you, do it as essential group
and again
together.
On the Facebook group, exactly. You can say that you're interested, and if your upline's not doing it or whatever, you can join someone else's. I'm sure, and maybe a group of you can do it together.
Just be careful if you're all in the same network to not spam the world out of Facebook. Yeah,
be careful with Facebook. We will be talking about it next week. We don't want to overload Facebook, and that won't give Doterra a very good name at all. So it's got to be done in a classy way. So we'll be teaching that. That's really important. Okay, any more questions? Or do you want to have a look at Vanessa's glasses? Where are they? Where's Vanessa? I don't know where mine are. I did wear them one day and they made me feel a bit sick. So I didn't wear them.
Emily's got hers
There's
on.
Vanessa. There's Emily. Yeah, Emily gave us some. They were lovely. And
they're
I need to probably get used to them.
Oh, I wear mine every day. I just can't for this thing.
Oils and surfing. Yeah, Nath will be joining us from Bali now.
Tim too. So good.
His and hers. Brilliant.
Yeah.
The chocolate class recipe, we'll put that, Tonya, it's on the Silver Blossom group. Lindsay posted it 2 weeks ago, but we will be posting it onto the Facebook groups. And we'll be covering it next week. We'll post the training we did on the chocolate class as well onto that group. So people that didn't see it can stop sharing. So we can see the classes. No, you don't. Brilliant.
So how many of you guys are going for gold?
I haven't Sarah, Barbara, Chloe,
I haven't looked at the
he's on here.
I haven't looked
Jonathan,
at the sheet yet.
Nice.
Oh, brilliant, Janine, Dawn, love it.
Oh, what happened?
Mel sharing a screen.
Only showing her screen.
Yes, Mel.
That was a picture of my wedding.
That was
our wedding.
That was of Steve.
You were there too.
Yeah, I was there.
Yeah. Oops, sorry.
You could take.
Yay! Well done, Sophie. Good. Actually, we won't lose my bird when she gets married.
Hopefully not.
No, she's getting married in March. Postpone the wedding. Silver, excellent. April. Okay, well, you perhaps don't. You can't rely on that
might not be able to rely on her,
Sophie. You've got to take that one upon yourself.
Full rank advancing. Sorry.
Amazing. This is going to be great. We can all go for it. You can go for it together and push the momentum for 2 months, and then sit in convention and congratulate each other and go crazy and feel really good about yourselves. And then the great thing is the way we're doing it is it's going to be stable, so you won't just dip at the end of it either. So hopefully you'll be able to maintain it. But it's so worth it. It's just worth putting in that momentum and pushing for it. And yeah, then you won't have to push for a while. It's easier to maintain.
It's a lot of fun walking across that stage. It's so
much fun.
So good.
Yeah, it's an amazing feeling, isn't it? It's all worth it.
Well, it is actually amazing for some people.
It is good. It's fun, but it's knowing you've done the work. That's what's exciting about it.
Well, it's actually the most exciting thing is seeing your team go through it. It's knowing what they've gone through to get there is actually. I didn't think it would be as exciting as it
quite emotional.
Really is.
I get quite emotional seeing everyone. It's amazing. Yeah, it's amazing. So do it for us. We can get emotional and watch you all go across the stage.
I might not get emotional, but Rebecca will. But I'll be very proud.
It's just great.
And Mum will be even prouder. Won't you, Mum?
Definitely.
Even prouder.
Oh, I'll be cheering for everybody.
You bet your life she'll be cheering.
In fact, if you all get to gold, Nathan will have pink pom-poms and a pink hat. Won't you, Nathan?
Mate, if they all go gold, then we're putting their names down. If they all go gold, I'll do it. But we're putting your names down.
That's motivation for you. Do it, guys. Do it.
How many golds,
Nathan? Person must go gold.
How many?
Sorry?
How many?
I'm definitely going for it. Sophie's in. Yes, Sophie. Please swam down with pom-poms again.
I'm not.
That's
why do you bring that up every time? Stop that.
No potatoes, no pom-poms mentioned from our past, okay?
We did do the video again this week.
We did. I don't know if it was any better. It definitely was. There were no potatoes. Definitely no potatoes. Wearing your tight swimming trunks.
Shave the beard.
Wearing your tight swimming trunks.
I knew you, Emily. I knew you noticed.
From far.
I knew you noticed.
I noticed.
He bought them and he didn't try them on. Suddenly he put them on a hotel.
This is recorded.
Oh no!
Stop recording.
Stop recording.
So people may not